or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Jimmy, this is MC Alfred. I'm just chilling, Jimmy Star, yo, sitting down and designing. Where every man them are thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't test me. Big up the girls inside the party. Let's get down to crazy Jimmy. Big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
British, I'm yo, what I wanna be. Jimmy Star, new celebrity.
We'll take you out.
Yay! What's up, everybody? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, passion, music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. What's up, everybody? We got a great show for you today. We were off the air last week, so let's say hi to everybody, starting off with my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell. What's up?
I'm very busy right now with the new dog, so leave me alone. Everyone, look at the new baby. He's only 5 pounds. He's 2 years old, and we rescued him. And his name is Astro Boy. So now we have Shazam, Brenda Starr, and Astro Boy, all comic book people. Except Brenda Starr, we named Brandy because I knew somebody named Brenda, and I didn't like her. So every time I called Brandy, ooh, I got upset. So we changed it to Brandy Star. But this is the new baby. Look at he's so cute. Look at that little boy.
He's a poodle terrier mix.
He's a little charmer.
He's black and white. He's 5 pounds. He's super little. Ron's never had a dog that little.
And he's gay. He's such a fairy little dog. That's why I call it she. But listen out there, everybody. You know, he has brought such joy for 1 week in my heart and house. Adopt a pet. You know, a cat or a dog, but adopt something. It does such a job on your thinking, your psyche, your feelings. You just feel so happy. So adopt. Okay?
There you go. Rescue.
We have 3 now. We have
3 rescues.
We've rescued 3, and Garrick and Tony rescued 3, and Chris Bennett rescued 4. So just us alone, we've rescued half of
10 dogs.
Palm Springs, and I think it's wonderful. Otherwise, these little babies get put to sleep, and that's a sin.
So we want to say hi to everybody. Let's check in with our Philadelphia correspondent first. What's up, Scotty J?
What's going on, guys?
Nice hat.
Ah, yes, thank you. You can see me right now, yeah.
Thank God you took those glasses off.
Oh, I have to take the glasses
off.
You
look like crap with them.
What's the weather like in Pennsylvania?
You know what? It is gorgeous. It's like 75 degrees and sunny, not a cloud in the sky. It's magical.
I love it.
Well, it's spring, you know, enjoy it. Doesn't last long.
Then we're going to go down to West Palm Beach.
Here it's about 80 or 90, and it's sunny and clear as blue and hot and gorgeous and dry.
We're going to Wellington for our fabulously talented Danielle. Hello, Danielle. How are you?
Good. Hello, hello, hello.
There you go. She said she's got a little bit of a cold today, so she didn't know if you would like her voice.
Oh, she has a cold because she must have been in the back seat of a car without panties on, and she caught a draft.
Oh, no.
I wish that was the truth. No, not the truth.
Actually, that's an exciting story, though, so you should just go with it.
Should only happen to you. You should be in the back seat of a car with a gorgeous sky with no panties on, getting a draft.
Did you have is that like a camera on me, Ron? How do you know these things that I do?
Because I have you followed.
Ooh, scandalous.
Yes, it's scandalous.
We're getting the goods on you, then we're going to blackmail you. Yeah. And tell the audience what you do.
Oh,
Pantyless in the back seat of a car.
Then
what do you think of our new dog?
I told Jimmy I'm going to come to Palm Springs and steal your dogs because I love them all. I think
break your legs. You try to do that, bitch. You're dead. No, seriously, he's so cute. He's a little puppy puss. He's a lover boy. People that don't adopt pets are stupid.
I always wanted though, because I like little dogs, and I've always had really little dogs, and Ron's always had really big dogs. So now I got to pick this one, and so I got to pick the dog. I picked a really little one, and he loved. You should see him like catering to the little dog. He absolutely loves it.
Well, what happened was Jimmy paid. You know, you have to give money to the was $250 donation you give to the pound so they can feed other dogs and care for other dogs. So he cost $250 and Jimmy paid it. And Jimmy said, this is his dog. Well,
the dog likes Ron better
he's
than
never
me.
left. He's never left my side. He's with me no matter where I go. I think we just lost the picture.
No, that's okay. He's not supposed to be on the picture.
Oh, you're not
anyway.
supposed to be on our picture.
I vanished.
Yes.
Was gone. Yeah, I took off.
Okay.
Oh, that's me. I've always had big dogs. Like the two dogs that I've had, they were both pit bulls. And when I walk my dogs, you should see these people like freak out, like my dog's gonna run away from me and eat them. I'm like, no, I have my dogs trained properly. They do not leave my side.
Well, the other day, this little baby, the 5-pounder, got out the front door and she ran across the front lawn, across the street, and there was an old lady there screaming on the top of her lungs, gyrating, almost falling down and killing herself, screaming, oh, dogs, I'm afraid of dogs, oh my God.
And she had an alarm on
and
her keychain.
then she had an alarm on her keychain that she pulled it out, which is supposed to make dogs run away. I said, lady, relax, it's 5 pounds. A mosquito bites, bigger. Anyway, she was stupid, carrying on like a banshee. So I told Jimmy she's ready for a nursing home. Nobody gives her any attention, I'm sure. And this is how she gets attention, by screaming about dogs.
I mean, this dog is so tiny, it's not even
He's
funny.
5 pounds. And everybody in this neighborhood has dogs, and they walk the dog. So there's 50,000 dogs walking around here all day. And this old bitch is carrying on and screaming like she was being raped. Just for attention. Put her in a home, I said. She's ready. With her keychain that she pulled it out. It went, wee.
It went, wee, wee, wee.
I mean, really now. I didn't even hear it. I was so busy getting my little baby back.
Getting the dog. So we got a chat room. People are starting to join us. What's up? Backpack John is in the chat room. How you doing, Backpack John? B. Claudia, who says the dog is beautiful, from Germany. Hey, B, how you doing?
How you feeling with your cold, honey? Is the flu gone yet?
Yeah, I hope it's feeling better. I hope you're feeling better, B. I'm glad you like the dog. We love the dog. Eileen sent me a text message. She can't get in the chat room. She's trying to get on her iPad. She can't get by. And
see, it's easy for people to get in Eileen, but it's not easy for Eileen to get in our show. That was a joke. Ha ha ha.
No.
Take those glasses off. You look ridiculous.
I can't help. I always have glasses on for the
Not
whole time.
those ugly glasses. You
I've worn these same glasses every
It's
time.
like old man glasses. You look like you're ready for
Eileen says to say hello to everybody. She can't get in the chat room. What's up, Eileen? We're going to see Eileen. She's coming out this weekend. We're going to see the Think Experience Beyond the Wall, the Pink Floyd Experience with Scott Page, who's going to be our guest in a minute. And
I'm happy it's a late.
And Meg Ruddock also texted me saying she's having trouble getting in the chat room, but she loves us. So hey, Meg, how you doing? And Scott Page sent me a text message that he's standing by waiting for the Skype invite, but we already have him, so we shouldn't have to invite him. But we'll be calling him in a minute.
And the event we're going to, I'm so happy, is a lay-down event. I'll be laying in a lounge, some kind of weird chair, looking up at the sky, so I'll be resting. That's for me. There's a fly in here.
Yeah, I know.
Just landed on my hand. I despise flies. I hate flies. Does everybody out there hate flies?
Oh, I hate it. I hate them too.
I got to get my can of Raid and kill this fly.
Jimmy, I don't know why they're having a hard time getting into the chat room, because I'm on my phone now and I just typed in W4CY and it pops up and I can
get in.
Get in. Hold on.
I don't know. Well, Eileen is fabulous as she is. She's not the most computer literate.
I just said hey in the chat room. So
Oh, yeah, I see it. You guys aren't doing something right. And if you go into W4CY.com and hit the Talk 4 TV, you can see us live. And Dee just jumped into the chat room and sent us a thing, so she saw us. And
so maybe at the bottom, there might be an option where you have to use the desktop version. And if you use the desktop version, you should be able to get it.
yeah, I'm on a desktop version. I got in really easy.
Yeah.
So if you're on your iPad or your phone, it might be harder. But she just did it. Don't do that. She just got in from her phone. So it can be done, you guys. Just like go to W4CY.com and log in. Don't do that. Please don't do that. That's not even fun. I don't like Raid.
I like your glasses. I need glasses. I'm going this weekend, and I'm looking at other people's frames, and I like your frames.
Yeah, my frames are fun. Everybody loves them. I get compliments everywhere I go.
She's kissing your ass. She's
No,
a
she's
traitor.
not. Dave
Those
Hughes is
glasses
in the
are
chat.
so ugly and cheap looking.
They're not,
And
though.
they're filthy. How can you see through them?
I
They're
can
all
see
greasy.
fine. Well, I can't help that.
Everything got cum all over them. Everything is all over them. It's disgusting.
Stop
Disgusting, filthy, dirty, greasy, ugly glasses.
Oh, they also said you guys, if you download the app. Dave Hughes just joined us in the chat room. Dave Hughes is Stars Now UK on Twitter. What's up, Dave? How you doing? So you guys, we're gonna be calling Scott Page in a few minutes. You guys had him. We had him on a couple of weeks ago. He's the saxophonist and guitarist for Pink Floyd, Toto, and Supertramp. And he's got this big concert experience that we're going to this weekend. We can't wait. Eileen's flying into town with Billy Hess. And you guys know Billy Hess. We've had him on the show, and he's an expert, like, celebrity photographer, so it's going to be a lot of fun. And they said download the app. You can go to the iTunes store, you guys, and download the W4CY app. I don't know if you... Hey, Dee, if you have the app, can you see video?
I have no idea, to be quite honest. I'll download the app, and I'll let you know. Hold on.
Okay, so we'll see.
This is so boring. Must we do this all the week?
What?
With this bullshit, this computer lessons? It's
That's okay.
boring.
That's okay. People want to see you.
For what
You should be
for?
happy.
They've seen me once. It's enough.
No, they love seeing you,
Yeah,
Ron.
right.
They all love seeing
They
you.
love seeing me, right?
Also, we want to give a shout out. I think Lady Lake is listening. So what's up, Lady Lake Music is tuned in, and we're going to call Scott Page in a few minutes.
That raid, but I got the fly. It was on my leg, and I sprayed my naked leg.
I hate that.
I'm wearing shorts, and I killed that. I think I killed that fly. Better kill that fly.
I hate flies.
I mean, it's annoying because it lands on you, and they have no class. I mean, they go right in your eye and your eardrum because they like eye juice and earwax and nose snot.
Yes.
So any opening you have, if you bend over, whatever, the flies will go up there too.
It doesn't look like you can watch live on the app.
Okay. Eileen says it's not her. It's her. I mean, it's not the website. It's her. She just doesn't know how to do it. But somebody else just got in.
She's
Oh, wait, now she's in. Eileen's in it. Got it. Yay. Thank you.
I'm sure whoever's in Eileen is in with her. That's why she didn't come on. She had somebody in, probably her 30-year-old
Eileen, we can't wait to see you.
Meanwhile, Eileen, that Sam, what's his name? What was Sam's name?
Stevens?
Sam Stevens turned out to be a real piece of shit, huh? I mean, you liked him so much. You thought he was so fabulous. He was so wonderful. He is the evilest, ugliest, wart-faced, wrinkled, earthquake, moon-skin, ugly queen I have ever met, and he's a queen. He's in drag, he's ugly, he's a fag.
She wrote a dick.
No. And when he said he couldn't get it up because he's impotent, that's not true. He doesn't get it up for women. But if he had a hot guy there, Maron, you wouldn't believe what that can do. Anyway, he wrote a very nasty thing on Jimmy's page, and Jimmy never did a thing to him. Jimmy gave him so much.
She says, keep going.
Well, I warned you a year ago. A year ago, I said he's full of shit. He's a user. He's conning you. He's coming on strong to get anything he could out of you for free. And then you said, well, we'll see. Well, now you saw. But he's bombing everybody around. The fuck won't come near
Everybody's
me.
blocked
Oh,
him.
but not me, because I'll crucify him. If he ever came onto my page and said something nasty, he would regret it.
She says wrinkly as a Shar-Pei.
No, and he wears so much makeup. He puts 2 pounds of face makeup on to cover the moon craters. I mean, really, he's a mess. And he's stupid, and he's an ignorant jerk to have made enemies out of you, Billy Hess. Everybody, Jimmy, myself, so many people he's blocked.
Jason Finney.
Jason Finney.
We love Jason.
He's turned out to be a real...
Oh, Dave, we're talking about Sam Stevens. You might remember him. He's been on the show a bunch of times.
Well, never again, never again. And that was out of that was just for Eileen's sake. I didn't want that moron on because I never liked him. I was the first one he blocked because I got his number and I let it be known, and he got furious that I warned Eileen that he was a hustler. You know, hustlers get old. They don't stay young forever. What do you think? They retire, hustler? Young guys at 17, 18 take you for what they can. And when they're 50 and 60 and 70, like Sam, who's about 73, you know, well, that's why she wears so much makeup. She figures she fills in the old lady lines.
I love it. All right, so here's what we're going to do, everybody. We're going to call our guest. Scott, is he online?
We're gonna call him. Yeah, he'll be there. He'll be there.
He says he's waiting for us anyway, so let's play a song. So here's what we're going to do, you guys. We're going to play the brand new video from Sherry Oakley. Sherry Oakley.
What country are you from?
And so we're going to play it. This is her brand new single. It's called Work It by Sherry Oakley. You guys got that?
Yep.
All right, so when I say go, we'll play it. How's that?
To go.
All right, everybody, this is Sherry Oakley. The name of the single is Work It. Go!
Working overtime, all you ladies working all night, barely getting by, hanging on for dear life, holding up your heads even when the day is through. Go and get 'em, girls, doing what you do. Put your makeup on with a smile, 'cause you know you're so damn strong. Yeah, we got what it takes. We won't break. Hey, 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 work it like a mother. Work it like a lover. Work it, girl. You know you're worth it. Show 'em what you're working with, 'cause you know how to work it. Work it. Yeah, yeah. Stepping in or out, strutting with a confidence, managing the house, clubbing, no relationships, hacking up our boots, ain't afraid to get down and dirty, showing off our minds, lethal thighs, flirty, single, or taking, hunting down like a club or Cuba. Age ain't nothing but a number, so on it. Hey, 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 work it like a mother. Work it like a lover. Work it, girl. You know you're worth it. Show 'em what you're working with, 'cause you know how to work it. Work it when you shake it. Work it 'cause your mama, hey, she gave it. Work it, girl. You know you're worth it. Show 'em what you're working with, 'cause you know how to work it. Teachers and leaders, armed forces up in the house. All the singers are dreamers who sacrificing it out. All the women raising the kids with a man on your own. All my sisters together know we ain't never alone. Work it. Hey, we got what it takes, yeah. And we won't break, yeah. 'Cause we're it. Ain't nothing ever gonna stop us. Work it like a mother. Work it like a lover. Work it, girl. You know you're worth it. Show 'em what you're working with, 'cause you know how to work it. Work it when you shake it. Work it 'cause your mama, hey, she gave it. Work it, girl. You know you're worth it. Show 'em what you're working with, 'cause you know how to work it. Work it, girl, yeah, yeah. Oh, work it. Hey, yeah. Show 'em what you're working with, 'cause you know how to work it. Yeah, yeah.
We work it. We're back, right? Right, Danielle?
We're live right now.
I thought we
Why-
were all
Why are
right.
you doing a guitar? You wanted to do a saxophone.
That's a saxophone.
Oh, okay, now we're
There you go.
good. I
love
thought it was the guitar. I was gonna smack you around the fucking room.
Oh
with
my
it.
God, my thing just fell down. I can't believe it. Sorry.
Your
about
thing. Uh-oh.
that. My thing. Oh. I'm
Mine
back,
falls
though.
down all the time.
How lucky if your thing hit the ground.
Yeah, you know, the Angry Inch syndrome.
Yes.
Where are you that it's such a green window? Look at that window full of
That's my
greenery.
backyard. Nice, huh? I'm
Yeah,
in
it looks
my office,
beautiful.
in my house.
Beautiful. Your house is where? In California, right?
Yeah,
No.
in California, Glendale, up in the woodlands. You know.
Oh, I love it up there. Glendale. I remember Glendale years ago. Was all the very, very rich wasps were up there. You had to be English or Irish to live up there. Anything else got killed. They kicked them down the mountainside. They used to run them down, but they'd back jeeps into them and knock them down.
I love it. So hold on. Let's make introductions.
Why? Who? We're not on the air.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, we are on the air. And you know what? I was going to whip out my dick and wave it at you. So I'm glad they just told me that we're on the air.
Not
All
that
right.
again. That's getting old.
Yeah, that's getting.
Well, because yours fell to the floor, I wanted to show you mine could too.
I love it. All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, the incredibly talented Scott Page. Hello and welcome to the show.
Hello, my friend. Can you see me?
Yes, we can see you.
We
Okay,
see you. We
great,
see
'cause
you.
And you
I
already
don't
know
why
all of
my
us.
My Skype changed its position, but I see you guys, but I can't see me no more. but that's okay.
That's okay. You know what you look like.
Yeah, you know what you look like.
Meanwhile, I have to tell everybody out there, I never picked up that Scott was married. So I said to Eileen, boy, he's good for you. Nice catch. And Eileen said, oh, he's really cute. I like him a lot. I said, well, give him, show him a little cleavage, make a pass. You never know. The guy might date you. You might even marry him. How would you like that?
Oh, my God. Eileen's
Instead of that
kill you.
stupid adamant, that's nothing. You could be married to Pink Floyd, saxophonist. So Eileen said, do you think he likes me? I said, he loves you. It's all he talks about.
Eileen.
I know that.
She's in the chat room now.
So now I spoke to Scott last week. I said, by the way, you married? He said, yeah. I said, happily? He said, yeah. I said, oh, shit. I called Eileen immediately. I said, Eileen, forget it. Pass. Go to the next one. This one's married.
You got to love it, but you got to say hi to Eileen.
Yes, and send her a big...
I love you, Eileen. You're the best.
Send her a big kiss to heal her broken heart.
There you go.
She's brokenhearted.
And then we have a chat room full of people. Say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Yo, chat room, folks. Yo.
And we have to always make a special shout out to B. Claudia from Germany. Yes. So say hi to B.
And tell her to feel better.
Yo,
She's
B.
got a bad
There
flu.
you go. And she hasn't been feeling
Do you think
well.
I have bugs?
No.
My head is so itchy.
I don't know. That's good. I don't know why.
I have to cut my hair. My hair's like
itching. I've already started itching. What do you got?
No, I drive.
You got it from him.
I have a lot of hair, as you know, and I drive a convertible.
Right,
at the end of the drive, when I come home, I pick lizards out, alligators, snakes, bugs, ants, Donald Trump. Everybody's in my hair. But anyway, I got bugs, I think.
So we also have to say hi to our team. So say hi to Scott from Rock Titan TV. He's in Philadelphia.
Scott, long time no talk.
I did his show just recently, and I loved it, man. Great interviewer. Scott, you're the man.
Thank you, Scott.
And we got Danielle.
I'm chopped liver.
Wait.
Fuck him. I'm chopped liver.
Chopped liver.
Wait till I get you this weekend. You ain't going to have a dick. I'm going to grab you by it and spin you around till it stretches at least to be 3 inches.
Then we've got Danielle in Florida. So say hi to Danielle.
Hi, Danielle. How are you?
Good. How are you? Welcome back.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's always an honor being here.
I love the art in the background.
She's still looking for her panties.
Is that like Pepe Le Pew? Who is that? I know.
Let me see who's behind me there. I think that's Virtual Reality. I had a game company back in the days in the 90s, and we did a whole bunch of CD-ROMs, and this was a title called The Universe According to Virgil. And it was a whole educational title, and the voice of Roger Rabbit, Charles Fleischer, was the guy that did all the voicing and stuff. So that Virgil is my son. He's my little son.
I love it. We know Charles. We actually, he's been on the show, and I have a video series. Back when I was a clothing designer called Jimmy Star is the Shit, and he's one of the people who's wearing my clothes,
the shit.
saying Jimmy Star is the shit. He's a really funny guy.
Jimmy's a big turd.
He's probably one of the smartest guys you'll ever know, too. It was interesting because, he's like a scientist, inventor. He's like a brainiac. And it was so interesting when we were doing this title, I'd have 2 educational people in there to make sure we're verifying all the education that we're teaching that Charles is doing. And he would constantly go, no, that's not right to the educators. And he would be right every time. The guy's
Now listen.
So he's like you. That's why you guys get along.
You want to can it for a minute?
No.
I got to get this guy.
Okay, what do you got to get him for?
I want to know about that piece of shit we're going to this weekend that he did. What is it? Rock and roll guitars on the ceiling with lights.
We're going to talk about that.
People jumping all over and molesting me and pedophiles and homosexuals and black people and Mexican people. All these people. I can't be there. I'm too pure, perfect, and wonderful.
Yeah, right.
Meanwhile, tell us about your shitty event that you put together that's going to get a lousy review for me because Scott is the best interviewer ever. Excuse me.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, fuck you and the horse you rode in on. And fuck you, Four Eyes, you and your saxophone. That's it.
Oh, there you go.
Now blow it out your ass.
No, it doesn't work.
Meanwhile, I can't wait to see you again because I really think you're great. I think you're one of my happiest people. Yeah, we're driving out.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys are coming out to the show. I think you'll be very surprised. It's a really interesting event because Think Experience, my company Think Experience, we're doing our first experience and it's called Think Floyd Experience. And we're doing a Pink Floyd show with an all-star band in a 360-degree immersive visual dome. And when you're in this dome, it's like a shared virtual reality experience. So all these people are in this thing. You're completely surrounded by these images, and you're kind of flying through tunnels and all kinds of wild stuff. It's a crazy show. Got a killer band. It's Steve Perkins from Jane's Addiction, and Norwood Fisher from Fishbone, and Kenny Olson from Kid Rock's band, and Roberta Friedman also from Pink Floyd, and myself, and a whole bunch of other folks. And I think you're going to dig it. It's without a doubt the most unique concert experience you'll ever have. I guarantee it.
Well, I hope so, because, I had a stent put in last week. That's why we ran a rerun. They found a blockage in the bottom of my heart, 90%. So
Wow.
they opened it, and I have to rest. So I'm glad that your event is going to put me to sleep when I lay in the chair, because I need to rest a lot. So I'll be in the car resting, and then we'll get out and I'll walk a little bit, and I'll rest at your thing. I'll take a long nap at your show. And then when I wake up, I'll get back in the car and drive back home.
Well, what's kind of nice about that is not only do you get to experience the inside of the dome, we also have headphones that everybody can wear, and you can go walk to your car and still listen to the show while you're doing that. So I think
good.
I love it.
Do we have pillows for our heads to lay on?
no problem, buddy. I'll take care of it. I'll make sure I'll bring plenty of pillows.
We should tell everybody.
Well, I'm so excited about next week, and I can't
This
tell
weekend.
you. This weekend. I've been waiting a long time for this, and I'm going to love it. Even though I hate Pink Floyd's music, I think they stink. But, I would have preferred Johnny Mathis, Doris Day, and Peggy Lee. But since they're all, half are dead and the other one's flying somewhere, I'll have to settle for Pink Floyd. Now, play that saxophone.
No, wait a second.
No, he promised
I know
me.
he's going to play, but you're going way too far. First of all, let's tell everybody. All right, you guys. So, Think Experience is taking place in the Wisdom in L.A. If you can't get tickets for April 26th and 27th, they're also doing it on May 17th and 18th, and June 7th and 8th. And Think Experience, so everybody gets a good definition of it, is a live immersive media company that strives to bridge the gap between the human spirit and technological innovation with one-of-a-kind live immersive concert experiences, of which the first show is Beyond the Wall doing Pink Floyd, which is going to be so exciting.
Yes. Thank you
I
for
love
the plug.
it.
Good job.
Thank you.
And I really do love Pink Floyd. Not you, but Pink Floyd, I do. No, seriously. No, all kidding aside now, folks. How much is the tickets? Let's get this thing sold out. Is it sold out?
It's sold
yet?
out already, I bet.
All right.
Well, good question. I haven't checked tickets today. We have sold out all of our shows, so I'm hoping this one will be sold out. We'll see. I heard, though, that they didn't start ticket sales until Friday this last week, so it's going to be a run this time. Well, hopefully we'll get there. Yep.
Well, I put the word out that I was there, and I heard it got sold out right after I did that. I said Ron Russell will be attending, and I will be giving autographs for $150. So, anyway, no, seriously, I cannot wait.
So, Eileen,
we're gonna have it because Billy's coming in, Eileen's coming in,
and
Noah
Noah
is renting an airplane because he flies with my Olga. So we've got a really fucking crazy crowd down there. We're gonna have fun.
So Eileen texted me, Scott, you're the best. I'm leaving the show now to kill myself, seriously, and I'm gonna pull that stent out with my teeth.
Good one, Eileen.
You gotta love it. So last time you were on, there's all kinds of stuff that we didn't get to talk about, which I think is a lot of fun. I actually went on your Wikipedia to see all your different stuff. So first of all, you come from music royalty. You're not just like a kid who grew up as a musician. You're the son of Bill Page. I don't know what a reed player is. That's like a clarinet or something. What's a reed?
My dad played 14 woodwinds. So he played all the saxophones, flute, clarinet, bassoon, English horn. He was considered a doubler. And I grew up kind of my claim to fame when I was a kid. My dad was on a very early television show called The Lawrence Welk Show.
Yeah. Oh, dear God. You're kidding.
No, he was on that show for 14 years. So I grew up on that show. So I've been around the music business for quite a while. And actually, my claim to fame is I'm the only person on the entire planet of 6 billion or whatever people there's that has played on Lawrence Welk and in Pink Floyd at the same time.
My mother loved Lawrence Welk, and we used to goof on her all the time.
It says too, though, that
she loved that show.
That's your earliest television performance on ABC. You played the trumpet on the Lawrence Welk show for the Christmas special, Christmas Eve in 1960. And so, you were young and you were on Lawrence Welk. Were you nervous and stuff? Because that was a big deal. Lawrence Welk was a big. I mean, I didn't like that show because that's not my thing. But back then, that was a big deal.
Oh yeah, remember there was only 5 or 6 television channels. this was the only variety show that was really on at that time that I can think of. There might have been maybe another one. It was a big deal, those days for TV. So that was very interesting, kind of growing up, living, going to the sets, being on television in the early days. So yeah, those were great fun times, and I got to say, I actually gave me the entertainment fever for sure. But I was a little nervous when I was a kid, but not too bad.
Well, it also says then your father also performed with Judy Garland, Frank Gorshin. I don't know who that is.
Frank Gorshin was the guy in
Riddler.
Batman, the
He was
Riddler.
Oh, okay.
Batman, right?
Ted Mack. I don't know who that is.
Amateur Hour. he did those,
Amateur Hour. This is all shit from my
Barry Manilow and on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad did a lot. My dad was actually also kind of like me. He was a serial entrepreneur. And when I was growing up, we had everything from boat businesses to candy business to donut business to reed businesses to lighting businesses. So I kind of grew up in that whole thing. And one of the things that he did is he started Amplified Instruments. He basically took a hearing aid and used it like a microphone and plugged it into his clarinet and started that whole phenomena. Went over to Vox, which was a company that built amplifiers. Jimi Hendrix and the Monkees and the Beatles, they all used Vox amplifiers. Sold them on the idea, and my dad was. They started the Vox Sound Lab, which later became Sound City. I don't know if you know that famous studio where all those records were coming out of. But my dad,
I do. He doesn't. I do.
Yeah. So my dad was one of the things. He was one of the inventors of the wah-wah pedal, which is one of the famous classic music pedals of all time for guitar.
And
that whole technology and innovation and business all my life through my father.
Did you know what we did with the wah-wah pedal? We all owned one. When we were female impersonating and we wanted more of a woman's voice, we had the foot pedal in front of our mic, in front of our stand mic, and we'd hit it once or twice, and it would absolutely raise the octave level of your voice to a female's level, and it became a gender bender later on in years. But the original. No, but see where it went. The original, I had a guitar pedal, and it would give you sort of a nice, pretty smooth sounding voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there you go.
So
wait a minute, I'm not finished with you. So you're rich.
Oh, I'm rich.
Your father must have left you
I'm rich in life.
Your father had to have left you a bundle if he invented all that stuff.
Well, no, remember, my dad was a serial entrepreneur. He invested in so many businesses. So we learned a lot. So there was times we had
So he won?
Times we did. We did the ride up and down, up and down.
I know. King for a day. I lived in a family like that too.
Yeah.
So I also though, because on your Wikipedia, you have like one of the best Wikipedia pages. Because I look at Wikipedia all the time. You have a really good Wikipedia page.
Eileen can't wait to see his Wikipedia page.
So also, it says as a young adult, you were cast in the Hardy Boys Nancy Drew Mysteries. You were in an episode of like Nancy Drew or something as a person in a band. Which I guess you didn't get the acting bug, but then it says you were in Danny Rumalotti's band on Young and the Restless, and
I was on the Young and the Restless for about a year and a half. Michael Damian, who played Danny Romalotti on that show, if you remember Michael, an actor.
He's a good friend.
He's a great friend of ours. We cover all his red carpets for his films. He's been on the show a bunch of times.
We're very close to Michael and his wife and his sister-in-law, the whole family, and his mother-in-law Coco. My God, she's gorgeous. Oh, we know the whole crew. We see Michael whenever Michael's town. We see him.
That's why I brought it up, though. It's like our 6 degrees of separation with you. That you were on Young and the Restless, and Michael Damian, has been on the show. I don't know 5 times, and
he's a really a good friend.
As a matter of fact, he came back on Young and the Restless. He came back for an episode where they did a funeral for somebody who died, and CBS actually contacted us and asked us to bring him back on the show to promote the episode.
To push the episode.
So he's a cool guy. We like him a lot. Cool. Since you were in his band, his fake band, which is cool because he's a real singer and you're a real musician.
Rock
on, it was interesting. We had to play live, so we actually got to play live on that show, which was great. So it wasn't just like lip syncing. So I love that part about it.
Oh, I love that too. So you were on there for like a year and a half?
About a year and a half. The whole story revolved around Michael and his band. I was part of his band, and so I did a little bit of acting through that, and then played this, every show we would do a song and stuff like that. So it was interesting. It was actually one of my favorite gigs because it was one of those things that we'd come in on a Friday and we'd do like 3 or 4 shows all in one day. And then I'd be off the rest of the month, make a nice check, and everything was good. So I loved that show.
Now we have enough career stuff. Let's hear. How'd you meet your wife?
I was playing in a club called the Red Onion in where was that? That was like in I can't remember.
There were a few of them
in the San Fernando Valley, and I met her there. And I was going on the road with Seals and Croft, and we hit it off that night.
Oh my God, I love Seals and Croft.
And then I went out on the road, and then after a while, I invited her to come visit me on the road. She did, and the next thing you know, we're together for a long time.
Good. So you got married, or you're living in sin?
We've lived in sin.
But are you married now?
Lived in sin.
Oh, you're still not married?
Oh, yes, I am.
And how many children do you have?
0. Dogs. We've had dogs. I was on the road too many years.
Wait, I thought you said you had a son.
No sons. No.
Didn't he say something about a son before?
Oh, no, that was Virgil, my buddy up there, my character that I developed.
Oh, the character. Oh, okay.
Wait, what kind of dogs do you have?
Right now I have I've had varieties of dogs. I had lots of Rottweilers through the years, but right now we have it's a what do you call it? It's a water doodle. It's a Portuguese water dog and a poodle mix.
Oh my God, I love it. I love poodles.
Did you rescue it?
Yes, we did.
Good for you. I love you more. Come here, boy. We're going to see our new baby, the 5-pounder.
We have 3 rescues, but we just rescued one of them a week ago.
Come on, up.
This is Astro Boy.
This is Astro Boy.
Hey,
5 pounds.
He's a poodle terrier mix.
Wow.
He's black and white. He's 2 years old, and he's full grown at 5 pounds.
Wow. That's
cute.
And he thinks he's a ballet dancer, so I think he's a little fairy. Why not? I like a gay dog. He's a he's a little sissified, and sometimes we call him her, and she loves it. Like if I say, "Come over here, boy," he mopes. If
Billy Hess is in the chat room.
Come over here, little girl. He wiggles and he dances. So.
Billy Hess is in the chat room.
Billy Hess, He
says, "Oh, you have a gay dog."
Well, why not? You have a gay husband.
So then I was like,
Billy.
I was Googling stuff about you, and you were known for your mullet.
Oh my God! Yes, I had one of the early mullets. When I was playing with Diana Ross. I realized I had short hair at that time, and I watched her, and I noticed how her hair would glow, and then she'd fling it around. And all that. I said, I need to grow my hair, but I didn't want long hair, so I ended up growing the long hair in the back and the short in the front. Didn't realize it was a mullet in those days because I was actually one of the early people to do that. But yes, unbelievably, I had this crazy mullet, and I look back now and I go, whoa, those wacky kids, what were they thinking, right? But yes, I have one.
But yours was really long, too, though. It went like halfway down your back.
It was down to my waist.
Yeah.
My waist at times.
To me, it looked like your hair slid back. Your scalp slid back.
My scalp slid back,
Diana Ross, now, I've heard some terrible tales about her, that she's not really very pleasant to be with or cooperative, or she's testy, bitchy, and nasty. Is that true?
Well, what's interesting is I got along really well with Diana, but it was interesting when I first got the gig. I flew to New York and went to the rehearsal, and they came up and they gave me the rules, and they're like, "Okay, you got to call her Miss Ross," and all these things.
Fuck her.
I said, "No way." So when she came in, I'd always say, "Hi, Diana." I was upbeat about it. And then each night I would get to go out and play a solo where she'd put the microphone down in the bell of my horn, and I'd solo, and we became kind of friends because I didn't kind of play that game, and she used to invite me up to her room to show me some new tracks and things. So I heard that, again, I worked with her. I was on the road, knew that I've heard those same stories, but for me, she was fantastic. And I learned more from her. She's one of the most influential people that had taught me more than anybody, mainly because I was so, I really kind of analyzed what she would do. So in other words, I would go out when I first got there to see this, to New York, went to rehearsal. When she walked in the room, I noticed I just couldn't take my eyes off her. She had such magnetism about her presence and stuff, and it just fascinated me why.
Yeah, it was called arrogance, total arrogance.
Whatever it was, she demanded attention at a level that was very interesting to me. And I know when we go out on the bandstand, we play the first night. I couldn't take my eyes on her. I was making so many mistakes because I was trying to read the music and watch her at the same time. So I went back and I ended up learning the music the next couple of days because I was just so fascinated in learning. And I started kind of observing the patterns that she would do each night. She'd get 16,000 people up on the stage every freaking night standing up. And she had all these techniques that she used. So I learned a lot of her techniques, the kind of the way she stood, the way she would like find somebody in the front row and she would really make them see that she saw them and communicated, connected. Then she'd find somebody over here. And then she'd see somebody in the back of the stadium holding up a sign and she would recognize them, and she would just go through the audience and recognize kind of all these different people, and people would feed off that. So I learned a lot of tricks basically.
And yet she wanted,
from her.
And yet, with all this wonderful communication with the common people that paid tickets to see her, she asks to be called Miss Ross.
Well, I don't know if it was her that said that more.
No, it is her. It is her, because a very good friend of ours who's black, singer, fabulously famous, said, "There's nothing wrong with Diana. She's totally white."
Well, all I can say is I love Diana. I got along really well with her.
Well, you're one of the few.
Nice relationship.
You're one of the few.
Either way,
Hey, my
people
checks
love her
are
or
all
people
good.
hate her. There you go. Hey, that was good. He said all the checks were good.
Yeah.
Well, that's all. That's what counts. That's what counts.
So I also read on your Wikipedia that you recorded with David Cassidy. I love David Cassidy.
I like
That's
David.
interesting. Yeah, that was a long time ago. Yeah, I worked with David Cassidy and his brother Sean and stuff back in the day. Yeah, when Sean was doing Hardy Boys. That's how I met him, was through that show. But yeah, I know Sean and knew his wife and stuff.
You know what I did with Sean?
What?
I did his kitchen ceiling, because I had a design firm on Robertson Boulevard at the time, and we did all cottage cheese plaster on the ceiling with straw to make it very country. And that's the first time I met his mother and his brother, and we were all in the kitchen. And I got to tell you, what a nice gang of people they are.
Nice people, very, very nice.
Very regular. All of them. I forgot the ones I met. I don't even know their names. The young boy is the one we did his ceiling, not David. It was the younger one. Who?
Sean. There's David.
Sean.
And Sean,
That's what it was. Yeah. And his mother Shirley came by to see it, and she loved it. And I didn't do it physically, but we had the men do it because I designed the entire ceiling.
Actually, David Cassidy too. David Cassidy's daughter is a huge star now. She's on Arrow, that TV show Arrow. She plays a superhero. I love it. It's a great show.
Idea. I had no idea.
I love it.
All right, what are you going to play for me, wise guy?
You ready?
Well, tell me what you're
name
playing.
this tune. Name this tune. You know what song that is?
Oh.
What's the matter with you? It's Ray Charles, I Can't Stop Loving You.
I knew I knew the song. I recognized it, but I didn't know what the song was.
That's after my time. I thought you were going to play something smoky and sexy and soft and very
Ray Charles.
very 1940s.
Remember that one?
I don't know the name, but I know. Nice.
Remember that song? Come on.
Oh, I do. I got all of them. I was humming to all of them. Harlem Nocturne. The other one I forgot.
Harlem Nocturne. Good job.
And the other one I forgot the title, but I know the music. I hummed it with you.
Do you know where Harlem Nocturne came from? What that was from?
No.
The theme of Mike Hammer.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Mike Hammer with what's his name? The actor that looked like Cary Grant.
Hey, first of all, Everybody, that was Scott Page live saxophone. How fucking cool is that?
Did you know when I spoke with Johnny Mathis, I said to him, you know, Johnny, I love your album, Open Fire with Two Guitars. I said, in the first song that you play, Standing by an Open Fire, Watching Flames as They Grow Higher, he said, you know who wrote that? And I said, no. I forgot their names, but one of the hardest rock groups in the world wrote that song. And Johnny took it. I said, you got to be kidding. He said, no. He said, rock stars know everything. They know the inside of the music as well as the outside of the music. And that song was written, I wish I could remember.
Do you know any Johnny Mathis songs?
Oh, not off the top of my head. I don't, he did a lot of standards. I don't know any of it.
Did you ever have the pleasure to meet this man?
I've never met Johnny Mathis, no.
He's the opposite.
I love the tone of his voice, though. He has such a unique sound.
He is the opposite of Diana Ross. He is the most down-to-earth, the kindest, the most gentle, the most beautiful soul human being. I love and adore the man. His music, and when I first met him, the first time I couldn't even speak. I only held him and hugged him. And he felt me vibrating, and I said, I can't help it, but I've loved you since I'm 16 years old. And he started to get teary-eyed, and he hugged me. We had a very beautiful moment, and we became friendly from that time on. I see him whenever I can, and we have a lot of fun together. He's very shy, very quiet, very private, although we discuss lots of his personal. I went food shopping with him in Hollywood Boulevard, in Hollywood. And so, in Boys Town. And I said to him, nobody recognizes you in the store. He said, no. We got to the checkout. I said to the boy, do you know who this is? He said, no. I said, this is Johnny Mathis. He said, oh, hello, Johnny Mathis. He had no idea. I said, this man is a superstar. And Johnny laughed. He said, they don't know me. He said, people your age know me, but the kids don't.
So what's the biggest group?
Wait, I'm not finished. Don't cut me. Now, what about you? Do you get recognized, and do people know who you are?
Some. I definitely get a few of those. It's not like a lot. That's one thing about Floyd is not real. People don't really know the people that well, right? It was never on the album cover for the most part. It was, some other type of images and things. But yeah, definitely still, I get some.
Okay, let me correct you on that. My sister-in-law knows exactly who you are. When I told her at first when we met you, she knew, well, she's a great rock and roll freak, but she exactly knew who you were exactly. Now, did they take your picture down in the post office yet?
They're still up. They're still looking for me. So don't, please don't tell them I'm on your show.
$5,000 reward. No, but anyway, my sister-in-law knows Pink Floyd, and she knows everybody. So I think that people do know who you are.
They totally know who you are. When we went to Rock Against MS and you were going through the red carpet line, I was listening to all the things that everybody was saying, and everybody was like heralding you. They were like so excited that you were there.
Gosh.
And everything, nice. So it was really cool. Yeah, it made me feel cool because I was like, "Oh yeah, he's here with us."
and I heard somebody yell out. I heard someone yell out, "Oh, that's Ron Russell's much older brother."
You gotta love it. I think that's hilarious. So then. You have some accolades. You're like a very for as much accomplishments as you are, you don't really blow your own horn. So
you're just terrific.
I'm blowing it for you.
Yeah, you're just a great guy.
I'm getting all this love right now. Thank you.
You were voted and named by.
Wait, hang on. If you were a prick, you would have got a very, very okay. Let's hear your bullshit and get off my show. But we really love you. Jimmy and I talk about you. We cannot wait to see you on the weekend. You're a terrific guy with a great sense of humor. And you know what's nice about you is you're everyone's pal.
Oh, thank you so much.
And I consider you my buddy and my pal.
Back at you, man. I really enjoyed meeting you guys out there. And Ron, I was actually very blown away to meet you. I thought you were extraordinary at the MS event. Everybody loves you too. You can see that. You're a good soul, dude.
I hope so.
So you were named by Buzz Magazine, which isn't like a little shit magazine. Buzz Magazine in LA named you in the top 100 coolest people in Los Angeles. Considering all the people in Los Angeles and that every superstar in the world lives here, and you made the top 100, that's like a fucking howdy do, way to go to you.
That was really cool. But a funny story. I was driving down the street when that thing came out, and I had the radio on, and the announcer came on and said, "Oh, the new magazine came out, Buzz Magazine Top 100. And there's this old has-been saxophone guy by the name of Scott."
Are you kidding?
No, it was so funny. I'll never forget
I swear to God, that's the truth.
It's a truth.
No, he didn't
Swear to
say
God.
that. I would have
No, he
punched
did.
that buck
He
right
did. I
in the
laughed. I
face.
couldn't believe it. It was so funny.
Are you serious? What kind of a jerk? That magazine failed, didn't it?
No,
I don't know.
No, it's a used magazine. He didn't say. It's not the magazine that said. The magazine is the one who
Some
picked
radio
it.
guy was
A
just
radio
talking about
announcer
the
was talking about
Who,
it.
let's get the radio announcer's name.
Yes, we're gonna go after him.
Yeah, give me his name. I'll fucking do it right now.
No, I don't. I couldn't even tell you. It's so long ago.
What I'm going to wish on Asswipe that said that is your vocal cords should go. You should never speak again.
So you were also named the top 100 multimedia producers by Multimedia Magazine and one of the 50 new media innovators profiled in Pioneer Electronics Multimedia Frontier, which that probably has something to do with Think Experience, right?
Well, I mean, that's how I got back. I mean, I'm very honored to be in that magazine. It's the kind of the 50 pioneers of multimedia back in the day. And I, when I did my first CD-ROM, it was called Toonland, starring Howie Mandel, and it was the world's first interactive cartoon. And because of that, that's kind of why I got in that, because that was very early stages of all this interactive media. So that's kind of how I got into that, and then that's how I kind of became an entrepreneur and worked through and started these companies through the years.
So you got a lot of stuff. Now listen to me, which is very important. Okay. Give us the address of where we are going this weekend to see your concert on the ceiling. Give the address, the time of the show, and will tickets be sold at the door in the event that it's not a blowout?
Yes, I think I believe they will sell tickets at the door. And like you said, unless it's completely sold out.
Address.
It's actually it's called Wisdome LA, WISDOME, like wisdom, Wisdome LA, and it's 517 Cloyton Street, COLYTON Street, downtown Los Angeles. It's in the art districts of downtown LA, and it's a 5-dome immersive park, and there's a whole exhibit. It's a really cool experience, outdoor vendors and stuff, and then we go in and do the thing, and it's really cool. It's really a different kind of an experience the whole night. I know you guys are gonna love it.
Oh, I can't wait.
Come down and visit us.
That's right, everybody.
Yeah.
And you can
Jimmy
go to
Star. You'll get.
And you can go to thinkexp.co to find more about Think Experience. We're gonna play the video for it in a second, but I want to make another thing. So when we were at Rock Against MS, one of the guys who was playing up on the stage was down at the bar area, and I was like talking to him, and he pointed to you, and he said, "That's Scott Page, right?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "I just went to see Beyond the Wall." Like the night before or the week before or something. He said, "What an amazing show. I'd love to meet him." And then I brought him over and introduced him to you. And he was like playing at the Rock Against MS, so he had to be somebody. And he said that it was one of the coolest shows ever and that he would recommend it to anybody who's, even if you're not a music lover, he would recommend it just for the show. He said everybody needs to go see this show.
Yeah, we're moving into a world right now where it's not just about concerts or about things. It's really about the experience. And that's what we're all about with Think Experience, is this immersive company that's working on ways to make this live concert experience completely unique, right? Now we've got, AR, we've got our phones where they're tied into the show. We've got headphones where people can actually listen to the show walking around and mix. There's all these kind of new ways to kind of make the experience a different thing. And I guarantee you, when you guys sit in that dome and you see that, you're going to flip out when you check it out. It's crazy.
Are we going to sit or lay?
Combination. You can do whatever. You can lay down. You can sit. There's chairs that sit back. There's a lot of times there's even chairs that are all connected to the music that you lay on. They're like these beds that are crazy. So it's really a unique thing.
Could you hold one of those for me? Because only because of my medical condition, I have to rest. And I know that the show is going to excite me when I see it, and I don't want to die in your theater because it wouldn't look good. Bad
we would
publicity.
Hate to have you die in the theater. That would be not good.
Very bad publicity.
Yes.
Or maybe good publicity. Ron Russell dropped dead because the show was so fabulous.
Do you know how to play Raining Again by Supertramp?
Oh my God, it's been so long. Again, I don't remember the solo. Dude, that's been so long. I can't do that. You're not going to make me do that out there. I don't remember.
I know. I'm being texted by people. Can he play Raining Again? How about Money?
Money. There you go. A little
I
sample.
love it. That is so freaking
Sample of
awesome.
my solo.
I know, and you're
I mean, do you realize, Jimmy, how exciting it really is exciting that he's doing this for us
I know,
and the
live.
viewers? So who else can say that they got Scott Page playing the saxophone for us?
There
Nobody.
you go.
Nobody.
Actually,
Now listen to
Big
me.
Claudia
Tell
says
the
she
truth.
sings to that.
Tell the truth with this next question.
Uh-oh.
Has your wife ever come into your studio and said, "Oh, knock it off! I can't take another minute of that noise"?
No. Never.
She loves you playing all the time.
Fine, no problem. No
'Cause
problem.
a lot of people find it irritating, like piano. If you have to do piano lessons all day, they want to cry and scream from it. So she loves your music. What does she look like? Is she pretty? Is she short? I mean, is she
taller than me? Yes.
younger than you by years?
Is she a musician?
Actually, huh? No,
Is
no.
she a musician?
Speech pathologist. She was
wow.
an educator for years. Yeah.
Oh, that's
okay.
cool. That's a good job.
I wish we could meet her. Don't you ever bring her out? You
No,
never
I never
air.
bring her out. I keep her locked in the closet. So
I
you know.
think that. Can
You
you
know,
take? Can you air her out one day?
Make sure you tell her that we said hello. Make sure you tell her that we said hello.
Yeah, and I want to tell her that she's a lucky lady to get such a great guy, and she's got to be a great lady to have this great guy like her for all these years, love her for all these years. So it's a good combination. I would like to really meet her.
Yeah.
I would be nice to her too, not like I am to you.
You would, you promise.
Oh, I'd be very nice. No, very nice. I would simply tell her, watch Eileen, she's after you, man.
Yeah, right. So what's like the biggest group that you've ever played in front of?
Size of audience?
Yeah.
You know, I think the biggest show we did with Floyd was we played out on believe it or not, they floated these 2 barges down from Oslo to Venice, Italy, and set them up in front of St. Mark's Square, about 150 yards off. And we set up, it was a free concert. And I think probably, I heard some rumors, anywhere from 300,000 to 500,000 people showed up to that show.
Shit, that's a
was
lot
crazy.
of people.
It was a lot of people. But we did a lot of big shows. I did the Moscow Music Peace Festival, which was great. And those were 135,000 a night in that giant stadium in Moscow. And, those are probably the biggest attempts. We did a lot of stadium shows because there's not a lot of places that can, hold more than 100,000 people.
Right.
So. But we did. But the Venice gig was something. That was truly, you can go look that up, put Pink Floyd Venice, and you can kind of look up all the, the photos and stuff. It was crazy. And, the sad part is because all those people showed up, it was a free concert. They completely closed down Venice. So there was nothing open. So there was no restrooms. People were, going to the bathroom on the
pissing in the canal.
It was
pissing
crazy.
in the canal. Meanwhile, I read, or somebody told me that Tina Turner has had the most audience ever. That there's no one has beat Tina Turner's audience. That she had something like 1 million something people hanging from lampposts. I mean, I don't know if it's true. We have to research that. But Tina Turner, one of her last, she's not well, my sweet Tina. We have to all send.
Have you met Tina Turner?
I have met, yes.
I love her. Hope she's nice. Don't tell me she's a bitch.
No. I mean, again, I only met her. I didn't really get to, spend a lot of time. It was at basically an event that we were at and got to talk to her a little bit.
Right. Because I love Tina and I love her work. But yeah, she needs energy. Everybody send her healty energy.
So you actually, because everybody and you've met everybody.
World,
do you get who's someone who, because I know you don't really get starstruck because the most famous people on the planet, but who's somebody who ever made you starstruck that you were
me
besides Ron?
Besides me.
I would say, it's really interesting. I've been such a, in the business world, right? And so I've met some very big time business people that I was pretty awestruck about. Michael Milken. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Milken.
Yes,
Michael Milken.
Sure we do.
I was always so interested because through the years when I was on the road, I'd always read business books, and that's been my thing, is kind of being an entrepreneur. So I was pretty starstruck meeting him, and it was interesting because I was able to talk him into funding one of my companies, and he did. And so I got to know Mike really well. Probably one of the greatest people I've ever met in show business, and I had the honor of working with, was Quincy Jones.
That's a big one.
That's a great, the best.
One of the greats of all time. He's one of those guys that is, when you talk to him, he talks to you directly. Doesn't matter how many people are in the room. He really, becomes part of the presence of having a conversation. And I got to actually produce him because we started a company together called QD7, which was his company. Quincy and David Quincy and David Salzman had a company called QDE, and we had seventh level, so we did QD7. And I was producing Quincy. We were doing a thing called Music and Man, which was the music history through the eyes of Quincy Jones. So I spent a lot of time with Quincy working on that and got to know him really well. And being starstruck, he's probably one of the people I've really, starstruck point of view was him, because I've been such a fan of his work through the years.
Did you meet Charlize Theron?
Charlize Theron, yes. Actually, you know, my angel, that picture. Remember that?
Yeah, I know she signed it. So I don't know if she signed it with you there. She signed. So you were there.
Yeah, I got to meet her.
She is gorgeous. The most beautiful woman I have ever met in my life that I'm in awe of, who I worked with, is Sophia Loren. Sophia Loren is probably the most gorgeous exotic woman in the world. Wow. And I was totally impressed, but not flabbergasted. You won't believe who flipped me out. Betty Davis. When I met Betty Davis, I fell off the stage. I kissed her and I fell off the stage onto a piano. I made such an ass of myself, but I did get out to the audience and say, ladies and gentlemen, this is Hollywood, Miss Betty Davis. And I was able to introduce her. And fascinated that she was 4 foot tall with big blue eyes. She's the littlest lady. And I grabbed her and I kissed her and we became friendly. And today,
one of the most interesting people that I ever met is we were able to do with Supertramp, we did a Royal Command performance for Lady Di and Charles.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And I got to meet her and talk to her, which is really interesting because when I'd seen her a lot of times in pictures, obviously through the years, but when I met her in person, she was stunning. Her eyes were so clear, beautiful, and blue, and she was just had a presence about her. She was really much more beautiful in person than I'd ever seen her in any picture. So she was really interesting.
You could see that.
Wait, go back though. To Charlize Theron, was she nice?
Yes, very nice, very nice.
She's like my ultimate interview is Charlize Theron. She's my favorite.
And I think she's the most beautiful working actress in the world today. I mean, her face is phenomenal. You can shoot her from any angle. Her coloring, her charm, I'm crazy about her. I think I never miss any of her films.
So who haven't you played with that you would like, if you had a bucket list of who you'd still like to be able to play with, what musical group or person? Who's somebody that you think, oh my gosh, this person like escaped my grasp, but I'd love to play with them.
I always wanted to play with the Rolling Stones, and I almost did. And then they kind of changed. They were making a change at the time. And then they kind of went back. But, I got called for that. I would have loved because, the Stones, I'm a rock and roll saxophone player, and that would have been right up my alley. So the Stones would have been great. I would love to play, believe it or not, saxophone with Led Zeppelin because I always I love to play rock and roll hardcore saxophone. I drop the bell down to the mic of my horn and overdrive the amps. It's almost like a guitar. And then the other guy is actually, I don't know if you know, Derek Trucks, who is a very famous guitar player, and his band. So, there's a lot of different kinds of musicians that I would like to play with. But I guess, basically, I'd love to play with the Stones. That would have been a great gig.
And I think last time you were on the show, we talked about a good friend of mine, Earl Palmer.
Oh, yeah. Great drummer. Great drummer. One of the
and a sensational guy. And his son is a good friend of ours for a long time, Earl Jr. And he was a studio musician. I wanted to ask you, was your dad a studio musician?
Yes, yeah. He played with Earl and stuff and all those guys. My dad was NBC staff. He was at the staff thing. He was at the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion doing the light opera season. So he did a lot of that kind of television studio work.
Is Earl Palmer still with us?
I'm not sure.
He's much older than I, and I'm almost 80, so he's got to be way up there.
Yeah,
I haven't seen him in about 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
Eileen says, play something rock and roll. This is for Eileen. I know that one.
That's a little R&B, a little James Brown.
I know that one.
So she's back in the chat room? I thought she left to kill herself.
No, she's texting me.
Oh.
She's not in the chat room. Can I please bring a Coke to you in this restaurant? She says thank you. Billy says thank you. They're all like laughing. Actually, B. Claudia from Germany says that she thinks you should play with Mick Hucknall. I love Mick Hucknall. Do you know Mick Hucknall?
I don't even know. Who is that? No, I don't know.
He's the singer from Simply Red.
Oh, yeah, he's great. Oh, I don't know the names. Yeah, no, he's a great singer. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
Yeah.
Next question. Do you sing?
I used to sing some backup, just for for my gigs, singing backup, but I'm not really a singer. It's one of the things I regret. I don't know why I didn't take it up when I was younger and kind of done it more, because I love singing. I really think about my saxophone from a singing point of view, because that's what I like about it. It's almost like singing, because it's, you're emoting from down here, right? So yeah, I wish I had, but no, I'm not really a singer. I wish I was, though.
It said though on your Wikipedia, that you did backup singing like the baritone part, and also says on your Wikipedia, it says that you recorded with, I said David Cassidy. It also says Gorky Park, Bob Malone. I don't know who that is. David Lee Roth and Jane's Addiction. Like David Lee Roth, he's huge. Jane's Addiction is huge.
Whatever happened to him?
David Lee Roth, he's still around.
Where? I haven't heard.
I think he's back with Van Halen.
He's been gone forever. He disappeared.
Yeah, they got back together and they did some stuff. I don't know what they're doing right now. He became a medical guy. He was like working for. He was working in a hospital. He was like an emergency medical.
Go away! You're kidding me.
No, I'm serious. He did that for years, and then he got back into the music and went back out with Van Halen again, is what I heard.
He was big.
That's like the guy from Chips, Eric Estrada. He's really a cop.
Yeah, but Eric Estrada's career went boom downward. The other guy was fat. Remember his video? I loved his video. He had which one was it?
He had a whole bunch of them.
The one
California Girls, probably all those. He was
Jump. I like all that Jump stuff.
Yeah, Jump. He was like Shecky Green. I mean, I remember going to do his album, and I got there. It was about 9:30 in the morning. The Jack Daniels was up. It was party time at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and he was the funniest guy to work with, because he was just it was one-liners all the time.
And his video shows it. Now, did you ever hear of a group years ago that I loved that played up at the Corral a lot up in Topanga Canyon called Bones? And whatever happened to Bones?
It wasn't the Bone Daddies? Bone Daddies or Bones?
I'm going back 100 years.
Yeah,
maybe.
I remember I used to play the Corral all the time years ago. Yeah.
So maybe it was the Bone Daddies, and we just call them Bones for short.
Could be.
They were
Bone
good.
Daddies, I remember very well. I actually played with King Cotton, who was the singer in that band back in the day. That was a great band. Bone Daddies was smoking.
We used to dance to them, and how we got home at night, I'll never know, on those roads. Loaded out of our mind. One time I thought the car flew, it went off the road, and it was flying down to the valley.
Those were the days, man. Those days back at the Corral were incredible, man.
Fabulous days.
All the Little Feat guys played up there all the time and stuff. Yeah, I did a lot of gigs up at the Corral back.
And then
Billy Hess says Bone Daddies played at Fire Island.
You're kidding? They're still around?
Yeah.
They're actually playing again now. Yeah, it's great.
Good for them.
Really
then after we left the Corral at some ungodly hour, we would try to wait around in the cars and sleep, and then go to the post office in Topanga and have breakfast down there. Remember the post office?
Yep. Yeah.
And all the hippies. I mean, everybody was really strung out hippies. I mean, they were the real McCoy. They weren't the Hollywood hippies.
Well, that whole Topanga Canyon thing where everybody lived up in there, that was very, very hippie-esque. Let's put it that way. Yeah.
I loved it. I was the only one that wore Gucci.
He was a Gucci hippie.
No, they loved me because they thought it was so cool, because I would wear ripped jeans and sandals, and I had on like a $300 Gucci jacket with epaulets with the brushes on them, and they thought I was just so cool. I loved those days. I was young. We danced.
No cell phones. That part about that. No cell phones.
No.
Can you imagine? I mean, I started thinking about this. I remember when I was a kid. I mean, it was just like, you get up at, you're 10 or 11 years old. You get up in the morning at like 8 o'clock. You say, "See you, Mom." You'd be back at dinner. You just leave. No phones, no way to connect. It was crazy. I mean, talk about interesting times. But now you got the leash, right? It's with you all the time.
I'm glad we didn't have cell phones back then, because if my father ever found out the gay bars and the joints I was hanging in, I'd have been killed. So good. I mean, my father, was a union delegate in his later years. He was a designer of stage props, scenery. But in his later years, he became a big shot with the union. And he knew a lot of wise guys. And I remember going into a gay bar in the city. One of the guys recognized me. He said, "You better get the fuck out of here, because if your father finds out you're in here," he said, "you're dead." So I was upset, because I was supposed to meet a guy in there that I really liked. I couldn't get in. Stupid jerks.
So who were like so when you were growing up and like in high school and college, who were some of the bands, like who were some of the people that you would listen to all the time?
Oh my gosh, I loved Stevie Wonder, the early days of Stevie Wonder.
Oh yeah.
I'd listen to
You froze. Shit.
Oh no, we froze.
Scott, unfreeze him.
Scott can't unfreeze him.
Oh, somebody has to unfreeze him. Hello?
Scott, are you still there?
Yeah, maybe I'm here. He froze.
Oh. Can you unfreeze him?
I wish I could.
Maybe we can call him back.
Oh, wait, here we go. All right, he's trying to call back.
All right, he dropped out. Okay.
Yep, all right. So we're going to call him back. Bear with me.
All right, everybody, live in the mid-sentence. You see his face in mid-sentence. That's hilarious. Yes. All right, everybody, sorry about this, but this is what happens once in a while, and everybody loves Stevie Wonder. You got to, love it.
All right, so...
Da-da-da. Should we play some music or something, or will we get him right away, you think?
No, we're going to get him right away.
All right, everybody.
Dead air is murder. Maybe we could play a little music and then just cut in when he comes out.
Well, we just keep talking. You could talk.
About what? Are we audible? Are we on the air?
Yeah, we're on the air. Oh, there we go.
Look at this fat stomach. So you can't sit like that.
You have to sit up straight.
Oh, look at I need a haircut. I look like birds living.
Hello?
Hey, Scott, we got you back. All right.
Can you see me?
What?
No, hit the video button.
I can
I'm trying to find
myself.
the video button.
I like looking at me. Who wants to see you? Meanwhile, you could have told me I need a haircut. I look like birds live in my hair.
Dude, what happened?
We have to sit totally.
I mean, I just saw myself. We look like two fat slobs with bellies.
We have bellies. So
I don't have a
wait.
belly.
Go back though. So you were left off Stevie Wonder, and then we had a picture of you talking.
I was at that time in those days. I was a trumpet player in high school and stuff. So it was big on Chicago, Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Those horn bands, right?
Love
Blood, Sweat. A lot of them back in the day. Yep.
Blood,
and then I got.
yeah.
I'm one of those guys that I've listened to kind of 5 records all my life, and I keep listening to the same ones over and over again. I don't listen to a whole lot of things. I just keep on listening to the same ones. It's a Stevie Wonder's Greatest Hits, Volume 1 and 2. Junior Walker, who's my all-time favorite saxophone player, his Greatest Hits album. Nat King Cole, Live at the Sands, which is one of my all-time favorite records. And then a Wes Montgomery record. And, those are my, go-to. I can listen to those all day long. And they keep getting better and better over the years, right? Every time I hear it, it gets better.
What I loved the most back in those days was Inagata Davida.
Oh, there you go.
Remember that?
It's in the Garden of Eden. That's what it says. That's what it means. Did you know that?
Yeah, but we used to say Inagata Davida because it was cool to say that. But that was one of the greats, and Heard It Through the Grapevine. Believe it or not, that was fabulous piece of work before Tina Turner got it. Who did it originally?
Marvin Gaye.
Marvin
Gaye or Four Tops. Heard It Through the Grapevine. Was that Marvin Gaye? No,
I don't know.
I don't remember.
No,
one of those.
It wasn't Marvin Gaye. It was I could hear it. Anyway.
I can hear it.
I can hear it, but I can't think of who it is. It's the original version.
And then I was a great fan of Country Joe and the Fish, which not too many people knew.
I know
it was pretty cool music. We really, you know what? I hate to say this, but today's music stinks because we really had good music back then. Music that we could feel, understand, and hear. Now it's all complicated. And maybe it's because I'm getting old. I need a hearing aid. I don't know, but everything sounds
it's interesting you say that because, for me is the machines have taken over so much. When we were making records like the ones you were talking about, we actually had to perform and make it right on tape. Nowadays, I'll go in and do a record and I'll do one solo. They say that's fine. And then they go in and they tune it, they fix it, they twist it, they tweak it. They kind of,
it's true.
A lot of the soul goes away because really it's about capturing the moment of that performance. And that's why you look at even Floyd or Zeppelin or Stones and all that stuff. It's capturing these human beings all in the room playing something together. It's a lot different than, all the pieces that machines put together today.
Oh, that was the thrill. Seeing Stevie Nicks perform was a visual event, a hearing event, and a emotional event. Stevie was on some show not long ago talking about it. She said, I no longer record music because they rob it. So now I just do live concerts. But even the live concert, she's on a television screen.
Right.
It's all going through a million filters. Like Barbara Streisand. Barbara can't sing the notes she used to. So when she does a concert, they put it through a million filters. And to me, they could put me through filters and I could sound like Doris Day. So I mean, it's not the set. You're right. It's not live.
The auto-tune
it's not real.
It's not real because you got that auto-tune thing, which people use all the time now to tune everything. And it's just, that's part of the, a little bit out of tune, a little bit of this is part of the personality sometimes, right? I always say if it's a little out of tune, it just sounds like there's more of you. Right?
And it sounds real. Like a lot of artists, we have so many friends that are singers. I mean, great singers. And they travel now with recorded music. They don't have bands anymore. They sing to track.
So the song, you guys...
And that stinks.
It was produced by Whitfield for Gladys Knight and the Pips first, and then it was released by the Miracles, and then Marvin Gaye.
There you go. Okay.
Marvin Gaye was the third one.
Third one. Okay, well, there you go.
And then Tina Turner ran with it. And Tina made it the biggest song in the world.
I think Marvin had the biggest one.
Marvin had the biggest.
No, I think Tina.
Tina Turner didn't even do it.
When she came out doing what?
No, she didn't do I Heard It Through the Grapevine.
No, that's not Heard It Through the Grapevine.
That's a song.
That was Proud Mary.
Proud Mary. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got confused. At my age, you get confused.
Actually, my favorite... oh, no, it's not. I listen to a lot of music because I work all day in an office and I stream Spotify. And I almost always listen to mostly 70s mixes of anything that was done in the 70s because that's the stuff I seem to like the most. And I know all of it and I know all the words and I can sing along.
And then came a singer who I remember when she first began singing, people would say, oh, my God, that note she hits. Oh, it's irritating. And her name is Patti LaBelle.
Ooh,
Patti LaBelle. Oh, I love and adore her.
That's like his favorite.
That's my favorite of all. If I don't meet Patti LaBelle, I will really be an unhappy human being. I want her on the show. I almost met her through a good friend of ours who is
Kathy Sledge.
Kathy Sledge from Sister Sledge. And they were coming to dinner at our house in Pennsylvania, and they were going to bring Patti LaBelle, but it never happened, and I was so disappointed.
Wait, did you meet Stevie Nicks?
Have I? Yes. I used to play in Mick Fleetwood's band called The Zoo. So I was in Mick's band for a while, and she would come around at Benny's band. Yes, I met her a few times. I don't know her real well. I know Mick pretty well, but I don't know her very well.
She's strange, I heard. The people that know her, that she's kind of out there.
Yeah, again, I haven't been around her enough to really say, but yeah, I've heard that same story.
Yeah, she really,
I love her.
She's into
I love Mick Fleetwood too, though. He's hot.
I love Fleetwood.
One of the great drummers. Mick Fleetwood's one of the great drummers. I mean, that guy can play straight eighths. I mean, his groove is very powerful. I love playing with Mick. Very, 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 very killer grooves. That guy. Yeah.
Oh
I love Fleetwood Mac.
People in the chat room are going crazy because they're like every music legend that there is, and like all of them, and you've played with all of them.
Well, not all of them, but I played with a few.
You know what?
I'm actually very thankful.
Getting back to what I said, music was great then, and people did create it, and people did do it live. And when you were there, you were part of it. You felt the vibration of all the instruments if you were close enough. Nowadays, who's he going to play for today? Some mechanical wizard in a.
Actually, I'm going to tie what you just said together to Think Experience, because that's what we're going to go this weekend. We're going to feel the music. We're going to see it. We're going to feel it.
That's a big part of our whole thing is really capturing, using not letting technology drive, but using the technology to capture the live essence of players really playing in that moment. So we go back to the basics of trying to capture that something that happens when the band comes together and people are looking in their eyes and they're playing, and you can feel it when everybody gets on the same wavelength. And the goal is to use the technology to help give that, share that experience with the fans, right? With the people in the audience.
When we were at the MS event, you must have heard it. I heard so many mistakes up on that stage because these were a bunch of people that got together that didn't even rehearse, and they all came from great groups. So my feelings were each one was trying to outdo the other one by playing it bigger and better, and it just sounded so bad sometimes. But it was okay. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
it was live. It was live.
It was live, and it's really those things, like you said. There's no real rehearsals. People come together and they just we make it up on the spot. I've done a ton of those. We go in and somebody yells out, heard it through the grapevine, KME, or whatever. You just go for it, right? So
I love it.
But there was a charm about it. That's what the point I'm making. There was something very, very. I liked
it was real.
I liked it because they didn't apologize it. They said, "Here it is," and they gave it to us, and I loved it for that.
Yep.
Especially the tribute to Aretha Franklin. I thought that was incredible.
Yeah.
It was a good show.
And how'd you like Ken Davician? That's the guy from Borat. Wasn't he fun?
Oh,
you sat next to him.
What
a great guy.
Great guy. I had a great time. I hung out with him some. We chatted a bunch.
I know. You dumped us for him.
I did. Sorry.
You were sitting with us partying, and the next thing I know, you two guys are down fourth row hugging and smooching and laughing.
He is such a great guy, and he is so funny. Did you ever see the movie Borat?
Oh, yeah, sure.
I mean, he lost a lot of weight, but he's very funny.
He's the one that the night he met Eileen at the Oscars event, he said to her, don't go home with them. He said, I could rent a room here. Come upstairs with me. He didn't quit with Eileen. I mean, he was after her, boy. He had
was hilarious.
Hearts for my poor Eileen. And all Eileen wanted was you.
Oh.
Be flattered, because you know how many guys go after her? You wouldn't believe it. That girl, she gets more guys than 20-year-old skinny, gorgeous, fake-titted broads. She's got the real knockers. I mean, she's all real. There's no balloons in that woman. That woman is all real.
I think you got to mellow out.
What?
I think you got to mellow out with the whole Eileen thing.
No, I love her.
I know you love her.
And she's on my mind because I'm going to see my best friend this weekend, and I'm so excited about it. I do love her. Everybody loves her. Like you. Some people have personalities. You love them in a minute. Some people, you could be with them for 2 years. You want to vomit. Go home. Get away from me.
Actually, too, you guys, I forgot, because we're going to run out of time. We're going to play the Think Experience video for everybody to get an idea of what it is. So,
please come see our show. It's a great
show. Here's what we're going to do, Scott. You tell us a little bit about what it is real quick, and at the end, you say enjoy, and that's going to be the key for those two to play the video. You guys got that?
Yep.
Scott?
Yep.
All right. So, Scott, you explain it, and then when you say enjoy, they'll play it.
What we're doing is first experience is a Think Floyd experience. We're planning on doing Think Hendrix and Think Bowie, but this one's a Think Floyd experience. We do it in a immersive 360-degree visual dome, which is like a VR virtual reality style experience in a shared kind of an idea. Basically about 600 people in that room, and we rock and roll. And so this will give you a little bit of a vibe of what you're going to do. So I'm going to count down to 3. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead, play it. Thank you, guys.
All right, we're back, everyone.
All right, everybody. So that was Think Experience video from thinkexp.co. Beyond the Wall. We're going to go see it this weekend. I'm so freaking excited to go see it. I can't wait to go see it, and we're going to go see it. I'm going to see it with Ron and Billy Hess and Eileen Shapiro and No from Revolution and Olga and Dave, too, from Devo. It's going to be fun.
And a bunch of other friends that we know.
It's going to be a great show, you guys. To get tickets, you can go to Eventbrite, right? And just took in Think Experience Beyond the Wall.
Beyond the Wall, Eventbrite. Yeah, definitely come on down. The killer exhibit called Sam Scar with this incredible interactive art and stuff. It's really fun. cool. The whole park is like an art park, and then we come in and see the show. It's a blast.
And now, is that the guy that was at Rock Against MS doing the art? Is that the guy who's doing the art at Rock Against MS?
Oh, he's also, he does with too. Yeah, Norton Wisdom. Yeah, he paints while we play too.
Oh, I love that. I thought that was so cool.
Now, give me an idea of what the ticket would be. An idea.
Ticket prices go from $59 to $250, depending on what you're doing. Yeah, what you do. If you're
so $60
general, and then there's some VIP seats at $100 and that. Yep.
Okay, so a $60 seat, and how long is the show?
This one's about an hour and 15 minutes.
Okay, so $60 for an hour and 15 minutes of incredible entertainment. Not bad.
It's fantastic, you guys. And you guys got to remember, too, you're going to see playing all these legends. You got Scott Page, Norwood Fisher from Fishbone, Kenny Olson from Kid Rock's Twisted Brown Trucker Band. Is John Stancorb still going to be? Is he there?
Yeah, Stancorb's there. He's from
Signs of Life.
Yep, and then we got Stephen Perkins from Jane's Addiction.
Which is a huge one. Yeah, one of the greatest drummers.
Like one of the top drummers in the world. They just voted him. He's incredible.
Actually, they say Kenny Olson's one of the best guitarists in the world too.
Yeah. He took Jimi Hendrix's place after Jimi in the Hendrix Experience. So he's a real serious guitar player. So it's great. Yeah.
And I have Roberta Freeman, Tita Farrar, Yolanda Thomas, and Eric Myron from Dr. Dre.
Yep. It's a crazy cool band. Yep.
Like, how cool is that? Like Dr. Dre, I love Dr. Dre.
Now it's a red carpet event?
No.
It's a concert.
No, I know that, but I'm trying to get people to come. If they see their faces in the magazine, they'll come.
So, everybody's going to come because it's like rock legends and royalty.
But there will be photographers floating around.
Yep.
Okay, so if you do,
because Billy Hess is going to be floating around.
Billy Hess is going to be there, one of the greatest photographers in our country. So if you do come to this rock concert, you can have your picture taken, and you may see it in a big magazine and say, "Oh, look, there I am."
And if you need a great photography, we'll do a little commercial. Billy Hess is going to be shooting the show, and he's at BillyHess.com. Check him out. He's like one of the greatest photographers on the planet.
Oh, Billy Hess is going to shoot me, and if you saw me in person and you saw the pictures he shoots, you'd think it was my younger son. Billy with his magic camera. I don't know what the hell he does with it, but boy, can he make you look good.
Also, then, you guys.
Wait a minute. Billy even made Sam, what's his name?
Sam Stevens.
Sam Stevens look human at times. It was very difficult. He had to shoot him through a blanket, but that's okay.
Also, you guys can follow Scott on social media. He's on Twitter at I am Scott Page. Are you I am Scott Page on Instagram too?
Instagram, Facebook, it's all the same stuff. Yeah.
I am Scott Page everywhere.
Scott Page that's me.
And check out thinkexp.co, you guys, to find out more about it. Again, the shows are taking place at the Wisdom in L.A., April 26th and 27th. That's this weekend, May 17th and 18th, June 7th and 8th at the Wisdom in L.A. It's going to be great, and we're going to let Scott go now. You got anything else you want to leave him with?
The next time you and your wife are in Palm Springs, here, dinner, I'll cook Italian very
All right. All right.
You're on.
And we're going to see you Saturday.
Wait a minute, Jimmy. You didn't do our call letters.
What?
You forgot to do the call letters.
We're not leaving. He's leaving, but we're not leaving.
Why is he leaving?
Because we've got other things to do. We've got 15 minutes left.
And so do I.
And he's got stuff to do, too, because we kept him on a very long time.
Too bad.
Everybody wanted to hear him play. This show's going to get millions of plays.
We're loving this show. Why do you want to take it away?
Because we got to go, and he's got to go.
You really
Thank you guys very much for having me. It's always a blast.
Wait, are you going?
I'm honored to be on your show.
Absolutely.
Are you going because you have to pee? Because if you have to pee, well, go pee. We'll wait for you to come.
Here, I'll just take you with me. No.
Yeah. Scott, we'll see you Saturday.
Thank
you
so much.
See you Saturday.
Bye.
Bye.
Everybody loves.
He's
him.
wonderful.
He's such a fabulous guy.
He is the coolest guy. I mean, he is really cool. When you say a guy is cool, this is the guy you're talking about.
I know. I think so, too. I love him. All right, everybody.
I love him to death.
So you can hear the Jimmy Star Show every week, you guys. We're on our home station, W4CY, with the fabulously talented Danielle and Scott.
And I need a haircut.
They didn't say anything. Okay.
We're here.
Then we're on K4HD Radio in LA, you guys. Hit 1069 FM in New York. Jackalope Radio. We're also on iHeartRadio, Stitcher, SoundCloud, iTunes, Audio Boom, Podomatic, Spreaker, Apple TV, and Podbean, plus about 100 other places. And on television, we're on Vimeo, Roku, YouTube, Comcast On Demand, and TLB TV in Texas. We have a lot of fun with it. I want to play some music for everybody now because this is a new band Eileen and I are working with, and they're called the Electric Radio Kings. And they did a cover of Back to Black by Amy Winehouse that is, I think it's like number 35 or something on Billboard right now. And it's a great, great song. And they got a new album called Purr coming out on Saturday. So you guys have the video?
Ready when you are.
I am totally parched. I'm going to get something to drink.
All right, everybody. So this is the Electric Radio Kings, Back to Black. Enjoy! Yeah,
All right, guys, we're
I
live.
think that was it, right? That was it, everybody. So that's the Electric Radio Kings. The name of the song is Back to Black. They got a brand new album called Purr coming out on Saturday. It's Purrr. They're really, really talented, and I think everybody should follow them on Twitter. It's at ERK. What is it? At ERK Radio 2017 on Twitter. But they're really, really cool. Lean and I like them a lot. Okay.
I'm so happy.
Good. I'm glad you are. They're a good band. They're gonna and they're already on Billboard. I mean, they're not signed or anything, and they've already got Billboard hits. That's pretty good.
Dee said her favorite band is a Diamond wedding band.
Oh yeah,
but she'll never get one.
Why not?
Because she's banging the cop.
No, I just have bad luck with men. Like, I'm gonna be that single aunt at the parties causing a ruckus. I'm almost 28. I'll be 28 in about a month. I just give up.
I don't give up. Just wait.
Don't. For every pot, there's a lid.
In the meantime, play with as many dicks as you can.
Jimmy, it's terrible. Encouraging such disgusting.
That's not disgusting.
Just because you're a horse slut, bitch,
hey.
don't think that everybody's going to be.
My grandma used to tell me to test the milk before I buy the cow.
There you go.
Yeah, but don't drain the cow dry either. You can kill it.
I know. Ron let me test the cow like once or twice, and then he said, "I'm not a backstreet whore. You're gonna have to fucking dump your other person if you want to be with me."
No, he makes everything out to be like pornographic.
It's not pornographic.
He kept coming to my house, kept calling me, kept pursuing me, and I said, "You're with someone. I don't do this. I'm not a backstreet person. What do you think? You're gonna have a lover and me on the side? I'm not sidecar stuff. I'm the main event, baby."
The main event.
That's right. I'm nobody's sidecar trick. And I told him, beat it. And when you say what I want to hear, then come back.
Well, I guess the new terminology for a good-looking woman is a snack. Like, a dude will come up to you and be like, you look like a snack. And some guy came up to me and said I look like a snack. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't talk like a regular millennial. Like, I don't do the abbreviations and crap like that. I think it's all retarded. So when he was just like, "You're a snack," I had to text my friend and be like, "What the hell is a snack?"
He wanted to munch on you.
I guess.
Wait. Are you sure he didn't say you're a snatch?
No, he said snack. And I'm like,
wait, what does smack mean?
Snack. Like, how you have the munchies and you get a
snack. A snack?
A snack?
A snack.
Like smack in the face or snack you?
A snack.
A snack.
Like eating a cookie because you're hungry, you get a snack.
I would have told him, "Fuck you," and get away from me before I punch you in the mouth.
When I figured out what a snack meant, I turned around and I said, No, baby, I'm the full meal.
Main event. You're the main event.
So everybody's, because B. Claudius says the painting behind you seems to be Madame Pompadour. Explain to everybody what that is. You'll like this.
My father painted, when I was living in California, when I was living in Beverly Hills, I had an enormous fireplace, and I said to my father one day, "Gee, I'm looking for a big painting to go there." And he said, "I'll make you one," because my father was a set designer and an artist. And he went home and he painted this beautiful painting of this woman in the time of Louis and Marie Antoinette. It's not Marie Antoinette. Her name, I think, is Miss Grace or something. And my father brought it to our home, and everybody we had a party when we took it out of the tube, and everybody went crazy over it. And they said, "My God, your work is beautiful. You're quite an artist." And my father was. And I have lots of my father's art in our house.
It's all fabulous.
All over the place. Well, my father painted sets. I mean, he used to do skies that you thought they were really skies. And he would paint furniture on the canvas, on the backdrop of the set, that looked like you could sit in it. It looked like you could put things on it. That's how wonderful. That's why Walt Disney wanted my father in the 1930s to come out to California and help his staff do backdrop for Mickey Mouse, paint the background.
Very cool.
But my mother didn't want to come here for whatever reasons.
Oh, well, now you're here.
Yeah. And my mother's buried here. My father's buried here. So they wasted a lot of time. They wound up here anyway.
I love it. Look at how the dog's over there sleeping. The new dog is so cute, you guys.
My little Poochie Woochie Oochie.
I really like your shirt, Jimmy. I like
Thank you.
Your weird
I love that. That's one of my favorite designs of his, the rubber duckies.
Yeah, they're rubber duckies.
I love them. I have one.
Rubber ducky, you're the one.
They're not two the same. I have the same fabric, but in a different style. And I love my. I should have worn.
When
mine.
I first came to W4CY back in the day, because I think we're about 8 or 9 years into it now, I had a bunch of clothing stores, and I made all one-of-a-kind clothes, and we used to wear some really wild, fun, phenomenal stuff.
I love your school shirt that you were wearing a couple weeks ago. That's probably my favorite shirt you've worn.
Yeah, I'll have to look through my pile of stuff and see if there's anything that'll fit you and send you some stuff. You'll like it.
I went shopping in the warehouse when I first met him.
Yeah, I had a lot of stuff to pick from then. Now I don't have much left, but I had a lot of stuff.
I walked out with about 25 shirts, about 11 pair of shoes, jeans, everything.
It's because you guys always look so fabulous.
No, it's because, you're not getting it for nothing, baby. You don't give me money, you got to give me material, clothes, something, jewelry. I got to teach you that. The cop now is banging away. He's getting free sex. You got to teach him. He's got to give you something for that. Maybe he could ride you in the police car with the whistle going, the boo. That could be fun. But he's got to
give you like his business card that's like a get out of jail free card, like if you get arrested for something.
No, he should go into some store and buy a little token of jewelry for you, like nipple clamps.
Okay.
Like nipple clamps.
Rhinestone covered nipple clamps.
Quite honest, Ron, I'm kind of just over the whole. I think he's a good looking man. I'm just kind of over that whole situation.
So let's go find another one. We got to find you a new one.
Because he was gay anyway.
No, we got to find you somebody new then.
She'll find. Yeah.
Yeah, fireman.
Some of those calendar firemen. Wow.
Or like a cowboy.
Why don't you hang
Cowboys
out
are sexy.
Hang out at the fire station. You know what you do? Go into the fire station and say, "Did anybody see a pair of lavender panties I lost?" And you see what fireman said, "No, but I'll help you look for them."
Oh Lord!
And he's the one.
And then he's the guy.
Unless he's an ugly one, then you got to say.
No, then you check out and you say, "Listen, how good are you with a hose?"
So
in case I'm on fire.
I used to have a really bad self-esteem, and I saw one of my ex-boyfriends at the bar, and I just looked, and he's not the best-looking dude, and you could tell as you get more confident, the men that you decide or the women that you decide to go for, and I just shook my head. It's not because he's an ugly dude, it's just that he was a moron, and I'm just Lord.
He's a moron.
Thank God I found some sort of self-esteem, because if I would have ended up with you for the rest of my life, I probably would have shot myself.
Yeah, that's good.
He was married and making inappropriate comments about us from back in the day. I was like, all right, you need to go. Go away. I don't know why you're over here anyways. Your wife is on that side. Go over there. Goodbye.
Your wife?
His wife.
Yeah, he was married. She gets hit on by all the married guys.
You get in trouble so easily.
I do. I get hit on by all the married men. I don't know why. Only married men want me. I have no idea. Or the ones that are emotionally unavailable. I have no idea.
Wait. Tell us what your idea of emotionally unavailable is.
Maybe it's a tattoo on your neck.
I don't have a tattoo on my neck.
Oh, I thought you did. That said, try me, I'm easy.
Where do you have a tattoo, D?
I have one on my forearm and I have one on my ankle.
What do they say?
The one on my ankle is a half a heart, and then the other half is an infinity sign. And in the infinity sign, it says, "Till I see you again," with the day that my grandpa passed away. It's got it's got a heartbeat, and then where it flatlines, it has the date that he passed away. And then
that's nice.
Me and my best friend of 10 years, who is also my sister-in-law, just got matching tattoos from the Gilmore Girls. Mine says, "Where you lead," and hers says, "I will follow."
Oh!
That's so nice. And then if you have a fight, you could cut them off, right?
No, I love the Gilmore Girls. It's one of my favorite shows. So she's not going anywhere. We've been through a lot of stuff in the last 10 years. But the emotionally unavailable dudes that I'm talking about are they're married, or as I like to regroup, my ex-boyfriend, who likes to come and go as he please and tells me what I want to hear, and then 3 days later he just stops talking to me.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
You know that Stan Zimmerman wrote the Gilmore Girls.
Of course he did. Oh, I
one of
didn't
our
tell you
friends.
that.
One of our friends.
One of my really good friends, Stan Zimmerman, who I'm crazy about. He's wrote for the Golden Girls, the Gilmore Girls, and another one.
And he wrote the Brady Bunch movies.
And he wrote something else. Stan Zimmerman, yeah. Look him up on my
We had him on
Facebook
our
page.
show, but he's one of the writers for the Gilmore Girls, which I've never actually watched that show, but isn't that the show that the fat comedian lady was on?
Melissa McCarthy, yeah.
Yeah, she was on that show. That's how she became famous, was that show.
It's a really good show. I've watched it like 5 times. I'm not even going to lie.
I love the little girl who plays the little girl.
Rory, yeah, she's good. I'm obsessed with that show. So.
Well, now Stan Zimmerman has written a show called Silver Foxes
Yeah,
about
I'm excited for that.
three gay guys in Palm Springs that couldn't get in a nursing home because they're gay, so they moved in together. So it's kind of reminiscent of the Golden Girls, of which Stan wrote for. Should be a very funny series.
Yeah,
I think it'll be funny too. So what's your favorite TV show?
Mine? Oh God. I have a very wide variety of TV shows that I watch. Have you guys heard of the show The Cool Kids about the retirement home?
Oh, well, that's the knockoff on Stan Zimmerman's. The guy who's the star of that was supposed to be the star of Stan Zimmerman's, and he jumped ship and went to that show. Is it good? I've never seen it.
I like it. I enjoy that. But
Leslie Jordan is the little older guy with the gray hair. He's in that.
I love that. I love Will and Grace. I love Grey's Anatomy. We the People. You name it. Watch it.
I like We the People, and now I like this new show, Proven Innocent.
Yeah, that's a good show too. 911 is good. I watch a little bit of everything on, but I did watch this show on Netflix. It was about MS. It's called Special. I did not like it. I did not like the fact that it glorified MS. Like it wasn't even real. Being a disabled person myself, I just felt like that was just ridiculous how they portrayed that serious disease as some sort of comical thing that was irrelevant to anything. Like, seriously.
They shouldn't do that. What about you, Scott? What do you watch?
Game of Thrones, Blacklist, American Gods. Those are some of my favorite shows.
I could never get through Game of Thrones because I was trying to... Listen, no, hold on. I was dating this dude, and we were trying to watch Game of Thrones, and like 5 minutes into it, we're just like, so let's just go in the room. Like, I can't watch that show if I'm with somebody.
We had on our show back in the day, Scott, we had James Faulkner, who was on season 6. He played, I forgot who he played. Do you remember who he played? He was like a big guy on.
I didn't remember what I played.
Hang on. I'm gonna look really quick and see what.
I think that's one of the greatest shows ever created. Unbelievable. I mean, just the landscape of it all.
Seen a couple episodes. Yeah,
awesome.
I love The Office too. I know it's no comparison, but The Office is probably one of my favorite shows. I don't care.
He played Randall Tarley on Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah,
I think he was season 6. We had him on the show. He was one of the best guests ever because he was also in Atomic Blonde with Charlize Theron and Underworld, and he's been in some really big things. He was like one of my favorite guests we've ever had.
I used to watch Sons of Anarchy is one of my favorites too.
Oh, I like
Sons of
that.
Anarchy was awesome.
It was.
Yeah, that's a good.
I
like Sons of Anarchy also. I like Sons of Anarchy. I thought that was a good show. What about you? You didn't watch any of those shows?
I only watch one show, Ancient Aliens.
That's not true. He watches
the Curse of Oak Island.
He watches Ancient Aliens, The Curse of Oak Island, and Turner Classic Movies.
Oh, I love Turner Classic Movies.
Me too.
And also Mariska Hargitay.
Oh, he likes. Yeah, we like Law and Order SVU.
Law and Order SVU.
Oh yeah, I get roped into watching that too.
Yeah.
And one of the greatest shows that didn't make it past 2 seasons was Good Behavior.
Yeah, that was such a good show.
That was such a good show, but it didn't make it. But now the girl, because she was the star of Downton Abbey, and now the Downton Abbey movie's coming out in like September or October or something.
I do have to give Ron a shout out because it was a while ago, and you guys were talking about Marilyn Monroe and Gentlemen's Prefer Blondes. With Jane Russell, and I went home and I watched it, and I was like, oh my goodness, I thought Breakfast at Tiffany's was good. And then I watched Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, and then How to Steal a Million, and I'm just like, oh my God, I'm hooked. I love all these older movies. Casablanca. So I had to give Ron a shout out for helping me find my new love for older movies.
There you go.
Good, because we had stories, we had good photography, we didn't have blood, guts, and sex. We had love,
Yes.
and magic. Breakfast at Tiffany's is probably one of my most favorite films because just looking at Audrey Hepburn's beauty is reward enough for watching the film. As Jane Russell and Marilyn Monroe.
What's the one where like the two guys dress up like girls?
Some Like It Hot?
You got to see Some Like It Hot.
Tony Curtis
is a
and Jack
fantastic
Lemmon.
one, and then you
And
also have to
Marilyn
see,
Monroe.
and you have to also see North by Northwest with Cary Grant. Those are like my favorites.
There are so many wonderful films that will never be again. The photography they held a shot and you could watch it. You can enjoy the furniture, the plants, the sky, whatever they're
We're out of
filming.
time too. We got to go.
Today they go boom, 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 boom.
So everybody,
boom, boom.
we want to thank everybody for tuning in. We want to thank Danielle and Scott. We had a great show. Scott Page was a great guest. We got a lot of great guests coming up in the upcoming weeks. We want to thank everybody in the chat room. B. Claudia is in the chat room. Thank you so much. And Eileen and Lady Lake Music and everybody who's in the chat room. Thanks so much. We'll see you guys next week. And Scott and Danielle, thank you so much for all your great work. And we'll see you guys next week.
See you next week. Whoop, whoop.
Jimmy,